preface this by saying it's kind of windy out where I am, so if the power goes out suddenly, I apologize. But, yeah, you'll see if I'm beat to hell here. There's a reason for that. After the stream yesterday, I decided to continue to Blackwater and see if I could make any progress, and I didn't end up taking that group of demons. It was a real grind. I just get down to Durden. They kept on way along, but he managed to finish them off. There was like a succubus and 2 of the big guys left. Had to pop all the cooldowns. Well, we did it anyway. So let's get healed up here.
Goddess protects us.
More or less. Just stuff our guts back into our pockets and soldier on. One outage. Locked? What? We don't need no stinking key. Oh boy. There's 2 big mofos right in the way. As soon as I open the door, oh boy. Not handled. I'm not in one of those groups. No, sir. Use magic device. It's a Commodore 64.
A success worthy of praise.
Realize that knowledge of the camp around you is stored and processed in the depths of this machine. It contains information on the workings of the camp's machinery, as well as previous tips to storm the compound.
It went splendidly.
Calling upon your extensive knowledge, you hypothesize these humming boxes are the brains of the hive machine around you. Place where the memory and knowledge are stored. Scary looking, isn't it?
Let's move. Adventures await.
I refuse to accept their statement.
It's your time to cease to exist.
help us recoup the losses of the 9 diamonds and scrolls of resurrection. And what else? This is why you don't let Bill Gates design your dungeons.
4 to 6 days later.
4 days. 4 days without power. Yeah, so where were we? We're here in Blackwater. I'm gonna have to turn down the difficulty to pussy mode to get past this fight here. Yeah, man, I had to live at my sister's house for a couple of days. It was crazy.
This is my path. Let us be off. We will be victorious.
I was actually at this part for over an hour last time.
Forwards!
Driving myself cray-cray yet again. I have to suffer for the art, as I say.
Let's prove their logic is lacking. I'll remove this obstacle.
Simply business.
Simply business.
Forwards! It's your time to cease to exist. You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Does that summon shit, doesn't she? We can still do this. After a coughing fit, the warrior wipes the blood from her lips. Her hands move slightly, without the artificial stiffness you've observed in the behavior from the other enemies here. but her head has been mutilated in the same way as everyone else's. The top of her skull has been removed, and the thin barbs of the crown she's wearing go right to her exposed brain. Who are you? Even though I can read it on the prompt. I'm Kara, chieftain of the Blackwater clan. To regard you with profound defiance. There's no trace of cold indifference in her eyes you've seen in other guards. And you, outsider, have assaulted my home and threatened our great mission. What's your mission? To defeat the demons. We're gathering an army that can march on Iz and exterminate the abyssal spawn. Poor souls like you wander into our camp and become invincible soldiers. Only they are capable of prevailing in this war. No mere mortals, not even the gods themselves, can stop the world wound. And that means we are mortal kind's last chance. We possess great magical weapons. Our bodies no longer know pain, and our hearts know no fear. Our minds are bound by the Master's will and discipline. Cast your blade down at his feet. Let him touch you. You'll join with us as a true savior of Glorion. You haven't lost your mind like the other occupants of this place? If you don't resist the circlet, it won't smother your mind. It's tough. Tough to feel someone else's will entering your consciousness. Tough to give up freedom to control your body, like a cold hand sinking into your head, sifting through your thoughts with its slimy fingers. But I readily accept this fate. I'll gladly endure any torment as long as it brings us close to victory. Why'd you attack? 100 Face identify you as a threat to the mission. We are executing his command. Your life is unimportant, as are ours. All that matters is success of the mission. And tell me about 100 Face. The last hope of Sarkoris, a great thinker and strategist. When demons came out and our clan was in its death throes, nobody answered our call. The other clans chose to save themselves. Our neighbor turned their backs on us. And the gods, even our gods, did not answer because they were afraid. They hid like cowards. And then 100 Face, a stranger from Numeria who did not know us and owed us nothing, but unlike the others, he was willing to help. He was looking for allies, desperate people who could agree to anything. People like us. The Blackwater clan rejected the taboos of our ancestors, cursed the traitor gods, and accepted the mage's help. And now, with his aid, we will defeat any foe and save Sarkoris. What are you and 100 Face doing here? Building an army. Ordinary mortals can't hope to fend off demons. Our bodies are fragile and our hearts are fickle, ready to betray us at a crucial moment. Nothing in this world could give us the power we needed, but Numerian machines are not of this world. They are capable of so much more than our pathetic blades and meager magic. My tribesmen came the first volunteers in the ranks of 100 Face's army, but not the last. Soon we will purge all of Sarkoris of the taint, free our brethren from the demon's yoke, and prove that our sacrifice has not been in vain. Sarkoris fell long ago. Your old slaves to a cunning mage, killing them of a dead nation. Sarkoris has fallen? But how? That's impossible. 100 Face would have told us there must be survivors. There must be some resistance. It couldn't have happened. Everything we've done? No, it can't have been for nothing. I refuse to believe you. Sarkoris lives, and so do we. The preparations are almost complete, and soon we will drive the accursed demons back into the abyss. Our poor brethren, suffering under oppression of the world wound, are waiting for us to come to their rescue. And we will come. We will. He destroyed your clan and turned them all into monsters. We gave ourselves up willingly. We had to. And I was the first to let myself be crowned with a circlet. Yes, it was excruciating and horrifying. When the blades dig into the bone, when the probes sink into the brain, that is when one begins to know true terror. Some surrendered their fear at the last moment. They tried to resist, they begged for mercy. But we would not allow them to bring shame on us all. I personally placed circlets on the head of the doubtful, a heavy, bloody burden that could only be carried by the clan's chieftain. Who would have thought that Sarkorian savages, despite being followers of primitive cults, would realize they must do their part for the good of science and become test subjects in such a marvelous experiment? You all chose to exist as mechanical puppets. You would judge us? Have you ever seen demons butcher entire villages? Yes, actually. Mothers lashed with whips and forced to run lengths of a palisade, their bleeding children impaled atop it? Have you seen the demons cut off a warrior's manhood just to mock him? Or slice the breasts off a brave woman? Have you ever watched a giant monster slowly devour a human being, leisurely chewing on them while they're still alive? I have. I must put an end to this. The end justifies the means. We can do this. We won't give up. Whatever the cost, we'll pay it. Grieve for the countless losses that rob you of your sanity. I'm a bit crazy myself, actually. Naive fool. It is heroism, not madness, that you see before you. You did the unthinkable, but only because it was necessary. Everything's clear to me now. How can anything be clear to you? You have only heard our story, not lived it. You don't know our anguish, our pain, our sacrifices. Who do you see before you? A monster? A traitor? So naive, but 100 Faces will soon reveal the truth to you, and will understand me. I'll spare you. I need her brain. She gives you a crooked smirk. Because you are weak, I will not spare you. My warriors will gather your remains and bring them to 100 Faces so we can make you join us. Jumps to her feet in an unnatural motion, as if grabbed by an invisible hand. Her eyes are now ablaze with light. Allahu Akbar!
We should move. The world has suffered enough.
Marion Key. Blasting bracers. How did they change it? Brought to life by electricity, this machine clearly has the capacity to think. Its acute senses are gathering information from every corner. Neat.
I tire of waiting. We will be victorious!
Simply business.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
You should have listened to reason. I'll remove this obstacle.
Just like that, boys. Psionic field. Wouldn't it be crazy if it turned out that the Mind Flayers were behind this whole thing?
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome.
What appears to be a patch of rust is revealed upon closer inspection. Old bloodstains spread across the wide drain.
It went splendidly.
Machine is used for healing and provides the healer information about the patient's current condition. Does it give you an EKG? What is Akara Bonds? Captain Corey is truly sinister, like the entrails of some sort of sea creature. Glinting tangle of ebony tubes connects to a capacious vessel. The binding splattered with the blackened blood must serve to hold helpless victims. There was a piece of scalp stuck between the teeth of the serrated saw. The shiny, impossibly sharp drill is sickening to look at. It's like the machine is sleeping, but be ready at any moment to awaken and recommence torturing and dissecting living flesh. Well, what do we have here? Interesting, very interesting. Examine. Appears the machine is what has performed the heinous and disfiguring procedures on the guards, and to have turned them into puppets. A separate compartment of the machine holds an orderly stack of the nefarious circlets, metal spikes gleaming. Examine circlets. Numerous crystal plates, all no thicker than hair, cover the inside of each circlet's rim. These plates overlap in an intricate pattern and are connected to a web of grayish metal fibers. Small spheres of the cloudy stone that resemble smoky quartz rest against the temples. It's possible that these are the mysterious master uses to deliver commands to his slaves. And how do they work? Carefully touching the crystal plates, you analyze the circlet's reactions. Some touches make the circlet vibrate quietly, while others cause tiny storms of lightning to run along the spikes. Even though this contraption was created by adepts of magic that you're completely unfamiliar with, you are none certain it is magical. Basing your assumptions on your knowledge of primary arcane principles, you're able to guess the access keys to some simplest, least sophisticated functions that activate the circlet. Seems this item was crafted through the use of psionic magic. Crown can heighten one's sensitivity to such influences, but it could instead be made to protect the wearer from psionics. Can we do that? Convert these protective circlet. But we need the right tools, eh? Anatomical drawing repeat the stomach, turning details down to crown a victim with the sinister barbed serpent. Ah! Oh yes. Corpse under the sheet is one of the defenders of this place. The mechanical parts have been roughly ripped out and flesh discarded like carrion. Weird Frankenstein here. A warrior in a crusader's tabard rocks back and forth in a meditative trance. Her mangled head is adorned with the same type of sinister-looking circlet you've seen on the other guards, but she issues no menacing demands for you to surrender to Hundred Faces' mercy. Instead, she quietly whispers, "I am Mayday, emboldened my spirit before my death." Are you alive? Warrior starts walking up from deep slumber. She stares at you in surprise. You're not one of Hundred Faces' servants. What? You don't have one of those accursed circlets. Praise Iomede. I prayed someone would come and help me. Please end my suffering. And who are you? Athara Vons, corporal in the Mendevian army. Our squad was lured to this place. We were on forward patrol when we met a man. He told us the group of slaves had escaped the demons and taken shelter in this camp. He said they had wounded who needed help. When we entered the camp, we had no way of leaving. Where are your comrades? They have all fallen. When we realized we were trapped, we tried to fight our way to the heart of this compound, but we stumbled upon some magical device that seems to incinerate minds. We had to stop and take defensive positions nearby. We were holed up there for 2 days. While our wizard tried to find a way past it, those abominations came and picked us off one by one. They deliberately avoided killing us, they just wounded us enough to cripple us. Then later, the ones they'd taken came back, with their heads cracked open. They didn't recognize us. They carried out someone else's will, shouted someone else's words. But the voices, they were voices of my friends. When I alone was left, and they came for me, I just couldn't. I couldn't end their lives. Damn coward. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. They've made me into this. What did they do? Cut open my skull and shoved this into my head to control me. And then all those sadists know every flavor of pain. They tore me open and shoved their vile machines into my body, then sewed me up just to start tearing at another spot. They sealed my wounds shut, poured in some potions into my veins that made my insides burn, and all while I could hear him, the voice, that disgusting voice. Her hysterical screams become desperate, forlorn howl. Through immense force of will, she pulls herself together and starts whispering a prayer to Iomide. Her breath slows, and some semblance of calm appears on her face. If they close in on you, do not let them take you prisoner. Kill yourself, and do it, so there's nothing left behind for them to use. There it is, the altar of torment, the thing they maimed me. Now the master of these monsters sends me orders through psionics, and my body keeps trying to obey. These circlets are his reins. I wanted to enter his lair and kill him. The closer I got to him, the harder it was for me to fight against his voice ringing in my ears. You're still in control. Why haven't you ended life yourself? How did you manage to resist being possessed? It's not easy. The voice enters your mind, and to defy his command is torture, but I'm a medium. I'm used to hearing voices in my head. They almost drove me mad as a kid until I learned to quiet them. That's why I joined the Crusaders when I grew up. I prayed to Iomide for help, and she blessed me with fortitude I needed. That's why I'm fighting, and while I'll keep fighting that scumbag for as long as I can. He's breaking me bit by bit, but I'll stay strong, because as soon as I give up, Iomide, please no. I don't want to lose myself. It's terrifying. Gods, it's so terrifying. But now you've come, and that means I haven't been holding out in vain. There in that pile of clutter, I had the relics our squad carried. I was the last, and the others haven't seen the cache, so they couldn't report it to the enemy. Take them all. Relics blessed by Iomide must never fall in the hands of these monsters. All of you. Thank you, but I cannot be saved. I no longer want to live with this abomination in my head, but I cannot get rid of it. It will fry me on the inside if I try to take it off. There is only one way out to end it all. If the voice in my ears had quieted down even for a second, I would have done it all myself. So help me. Do it all quickly and cleanly. May Iomide watch over your soul. Thank you. I don't want to hear him in my head any longer.
A success worthy of praise.
Corpses mutilated. It shows there was an attempt made to place a circle on the victim's head. They did not survive the agonizing operation. Gnarly.
What's that?
You just noticed that now. Chain of diamonds, golden chain of diamonds.
Let's move!
I think that's a no-no spot.
Follow me. shot.
All these things.
Onwards.
I think they only attack you if you take stuff.
Can't hide from me.
This. I wanted the Abyss Killer. Mighty warrior was doing else to slay hordes of demons. Spending magic looks formidable. Oh? Very nice, very nice. Holy writings about Diomedes' mortal life interacts. Pages are decayed, text is unreadable, it is unknown. Was holy book in a place like this? Oh no. You're not going to attack me for doing that? First and foremost, you break the sharp spikes, then you tear the drill out of the monstrous machine's fastenings. You wield the drill methodically punching holes in the circlet, hoping your calculations are correct. By destroying just a few specific parts of this contraption, you can render it completely harmless. At last, your work is complete. You turn the horrible device into something resembling a helmet that can be worn atop a head. An intact head doesn't come into contact with a saw. It's a very important distinction. This headgear will help protect the wearer from even the strongest psionic attacks. Not a bad job. Looks like you've spent as much time on my assistant has gone to waste. Learned something at least. I'll click on that damn door. So,
This is useless to me.
how do you wear it? Always say before doing something stupid, that's what I always say. So the helmet works for all of us. The arcane emitter. Okay. Which is quite a matter of fact. You've demonstrated superior abilities. We are impressed. We reach you, candidate. And who are you? We are Hundred-Face, the mind engineer, the alloy of mortal and immortal. We oversee this community. You've seen his face before, a cowl-shouted visage of Killed Bell, who told you about this place. The top of Hundred-Face's skull has been removed like the others, but the crown he's wearing is much larger and more intricate. I know you. True, your arrival was planned in accordance with the schedule. Given the original host body possesses the most advanced functionality we used to convince you to come, We are satisfied with the fact that you arrived within the scheduled time limits, as did all previous candidates. The calculations do not require adjustment. The original host's name does not matter, and neither does the history of his existence. We are not what he was. We have surpassed the limitations of a mortal creature's mind. The singular personality was split in order to achieve a complexity of thought. Now we are a collective. We are 100 face. So you turn yourself into a machine. True. The exhaustion and deterioration of living tissue reached critical levels. For the purposes of continuation of function, a number of measures were taken. The decision was considered acceptable. The procedure resulted in the duration of existence being extended by an unidentified length of time, which will prove sufficient for the discovery of permanent solutions. Incredible, simply unbelievable, real breakthrough. Alright, listen. I need the schematics, then I'll take some measurements, run a series of tests. False. The technology is not accessible to outsiders. You may obtain the required data only by undergoing the transformation process. That is tempting, but I can already see a number of your flaws in your design. Here's what we'll do. You give me access to your technology, I'll improve it, and then I'll allow you to join with my brilliant mind as my assistants. Categorically denied. Design is perfect and is not subject to adjustment. Why have you lured me here? Question requires a multi-part response. First, we have been testing our location's deterrent system. The deterrent system has been judged unsatisfactory. Adjustment based on this observation is required. Second, we have been testing you. You have been deemed satisfactory candidates. You will be subjected to the modernization procedure. Third, we have been searching for a fitting specimen as a replacement to lead our field combat unit. Your abilities have been deemed extraordinary. The modernization procedure will be modified in order to take the specimen's peculiar properties into account. We are satisfied to the highest degree and are experiencing a state of euphoria. We wish to inform you that you will serve as leader of our army. How'd you get this stuff? They were procured in the depths of Numeria. We executed a series of expeditions into Silvermount, where we discovered these and many other pieces. Killing noise, chambers of eternal life, artificial creatures, technology. These items were crafted from sky metals. They are not from Golorion. They were created under the light of other stars. Alien. The Technic League in Numeria extracts such machines from the ground. They think they can understand their essence and claim them. False. The nations of Golorion are underdeveloped beyond measure, and compared to the creators of these items, their failure is therefore assured. Only a device that we assembled is capable of fully grasping technology. And what are you doing here again? We are conducting the project, implementing its schedule, and gathering an army, while incrementally enhancing countermeasures. We are attracting increasingly more dangerous opponents to absorb their abilities through modernization and amalgamation. The next scheduled phase is to attract a high volume of non-mortal opponents, such as the demon armies of the world realms. Chances of victory are adequate. The Princess Arquines to serve you. The manipulative approach was deemed optimal. The specimens were motivated by the promise of assistance. Mistrust was suppressed through weakening their identity, basic elements such as hope, religious beliefs, or ethical limitations. Insubordination was suppressed through internal purges. You are playing with the lives of others. True, playing a game that's preferred default activity for most advanced intellects. The mind's purpose is to play and find optimal strategy to achieve total victory. I will go quietly. False. We begin preparations for modernization.
We cannot be defeated!
Sheridan hits that one. I'm gonna disarm that maybe.
Simply business. Forwards!
Am I not?
You failed the Arcana check last time? Part of the device. Time for our old favorite.
I'm a fireball.
Boys on the first season. Alright. It was a team effort. Hold up, Commander. The thing is, remember how that Crusader went missing a while back and was found outside the city walls disemboweled? What did I forget? I remember. So the murder has been found? I remember. No, not yet. But I never gave up the investigation, even when everybody else stopped digging. I know we're at war and that people are dying left and right, and there's no reason to turn a blind eye to crime. So that's it, Commander. Another Crusader has just gone missing. He left the barracks to come here. He would have gone past the gates. My gut tells me the killer keep him alive for long. So, Commander, you need to start searching the area right now to find out where he's been taken. What about this missing Crusader? I think it's son of a poor nobleman from Mendev. He's called something like Relic or Relac. He's young, barely out of the nursery, and he decided he was a man now and off to where he went. You know how it goes. Do you know who the murderer is? Oh, that's a stupid question. Alright, I'll search for the Crusader. Get going then, he passed the gates and took a right. Ask around, check the buildings, I'll be waiting for you here. What about Storyteller? Did he finally go to that stupid abandoned house place? Man's clothes here in a hurry. The layer of dust laying touched the table for years. Wiped right in the middle of the tabletop, eh? How suspicious. Hear muffled sighs coming from the next room. Melia, how could you?
How lovely to see you here.
Hearing the steps behind her, Camellia whips around and freezes. She glances at the bloody dagger in her hand and the dead body at her feet. Durden, how lovely to see you here, she says evenly. Her lips quiver a fair fraction, a second, before settling into an unimpeachably polite smile. What's going on here?
Socorus is an ancient land. The spirits of these places have spoken to people since time immemorial, and some of those people heard them and were able to respond. The shamans of Socorus were always held in high esteem. They knew the will of the spirits, the will of the land itself. Many Kelids would come to the shamans to learn what the spirits desired in order to gain their support.
Go on.
When the world wound opened and the demons poured into Golarion, they drowned Socorus in blood. The earth moaned as it soaked up the blood of Kelids, Crusaders, and demons. The spirits drank this blood, slowly becoming deranged and turning into incarnations of madness and pain. Look what Socorus has turned into! It's an open wound on the body of Golarion. The world wound has changed it beyond all recognition, and the spirits, these poor creatures have been corrupted. Twisted by war, they moan and they howl, but only shamans can hear their senseless cries of agony. I am a shaman. Maria, the spirit I am bonded with, is mad and can speak of nothing but her endless hunger for blood. I give her what she asks for. I feed her the blood of Crusaders.
Well, you shouldn't do that, Camellia. That's not nice.
The spirits of Socorus can no longer speak to shamans. All I can hear is the cacophony of their howls, screams, and laments. But there is a way to restore their sanity. By performing rituals. Bloody but effective rituals. When the untainted blood of the Crusaders cleanses the corruption that Maria fed on for centuries, the spirit will regain her sanity, and I shall be able to speak to her. I shall be able to ask her advice, to find out how we can heal the world wound. Tell me, isn't this knowledge worth a handful of lives?
Probably. This isn't your first victim, is it?
Too few. Maria's hunger is still so great. Her pain cannot be soothed by a single victim. But success is within my grasp. I can feel it. It is even possible that today's victim will be the last.
Oh, I doubt that very much.
He's
Your
the
victim?
youngest son of a noble from Mendiv. I believe his name was Rillick or Relic. I think the dolt was in love with me. He was ever so eager to come with me to this house. One hint was all it took. He is of no interest to me. Maria wanted his blood, so I sacrificed him. The rest is immaterial.
Relic is killer spelled backwards.
You wish to kill me? Do your worst, Commander.
We
Save the
cannot
last
be
one for me.
defeated. I can't cast it like that. We can do it!
That's why I gave myself the best gear. Who's gonna be my new
Pain is
trigger for locks and stuff now, though?
excruciating.
March on!
Well, Commander, have you solved the problem? It has been solved. All I need to know. Thanks, Commander. Do you know anybody who's good at disarming traps by any chance? Hail, Knight Commander. Its armor doesn't walk so much as burst into the hall, striding up to you, dropping gracefully to one knee. Nestor of Flamefinger at your service, Her Majesty Queen Galfrey has done me the honor of naming me new leader of the Order of the Flaming Lance. From this moment on, I and the Order at your disposal. And what do? Most Crusade orders rely on the Bastion of Steel and blessings from above. We reject neither. But our primary weapon is magic. Mystic spellcasters and researchers of the supernatural gather under our banner. Well, welcome as risen. Thank you, Commander. I hope we'll soon have a chance to prove what we're capable of. And there is one other matter. Our former leader, Myanmar the Scholar, is missing. She was last seen leaving Canterbury shortly before the demons attacked. Officially, she's a missing person. Many people think her dead. If you ask me, I say that Sister Myanmar willingly absented herself for the sake of her last personal research project. She has always placed her own academic interests above the needs of the Order. Gives you a leaflet, stern, half-elf woman printed in gray paper. That's what she looks like. If you find her alive or dead, the Order would be grateful. Chance to pay their last respects, or put her on trial for desertion. We'll just try and stop me. Well, we're on the better part of 2 hours now, so I'll see if I'll edit that down a bit for you. I'll be streaming this weekend. Thank you for watching, and I wish you a very happy Christmas season wherever you are. Cheerio.